I did it again. I did it again. Dang it. Thank you, Terrence. I promise you all, I look at this every time. Okay. Yes, there is sound. And, but it helps when you unmute. And I think this must be a new setting on this platform that they automatically switch it back to mute. So I anyway, this is Latrice McFadden. I know y'all heard nothing that I said, so now I've got to start over. But I was coming here today to talk a little bit about if you are experiencing some type of financial difficulty in your life, and there you're running a risk of facing foreclosure or you're delinquent on your mortgage. I was saying that you have to acknowledge it. That is the first step. You cannot pretend like you don't get the letters, you don't get the notifications because it's not going to make it go away. So if you are receiving letters from your lender, from your creditors, or whatever it is, you don't want to ignore them. I was saying that I have been on the end as a realtor where I have gone to someone's house. The wife was home, the husband was not home, and she had no idea that the sheriff was coming to tell them that they had hours to get out of their home. Literally, that they were going to be padlocking it. So um, make sure that if you're having those issues, to please do not ignore them. Reach out to someone. If it's mortgages, just mortgages issues, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you about different scenarios because there are lenders are willing to work with you. If there's just overall financial issues, there's nonprofit agencies that will work with you and help you get caught up. But you don't want to be that one that comes get the note on your door or the knock on your door, or you. What if she had been out with her children and came back home and the lock was the door, the house was padlocked? So on a separate note, if you're married, make sure that you both know what's going on so that there aren't those surprises there. It's very difficult when one person, it could be the wife or the husband, that is managing all of the finances, but you should always have like meetings and know what's going on so that you can know if the bills are being paid or not, or what's going on, so that your lights don't get turned off, your gas doesn't get turned off, and worst case scenario, that you get a note on the door and your mortgage is past due and they're going to be taking your home. So just get over that emotional piece. There's lots of things going on with the world, with the economy, and people have experienced not getting paid because of the government shutdown that we had last year, and the possibility that there one be maybe coming up this week, I heard. So just make sure that you're not getting paralyzed by fear and not wanting to deal with it. Um, Dang, I said a lot more and I can't even remember all the things that I said, but just remember that whatever your situation is, don't feel embarrassed about it. Don't think that it's going to go away. Don't think that you're an anomaly, that, it's something that nobody else is happening to. I was sharing that, I was watching a show called Maxed Out, and there were two sisters who owned a bakery, and everything that the financial advisor was advising to them, they were like, nope, not an option for me, not an option for me. So when you do talk to someone, be open to the options. Don't just close it off, even if it's, something that might be uncomfortable. In life, you're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable to get ahead, to stay afloat. It might mean that you need to house hack. You might need to rent some of your rooms out in your house if you have that ability. But don't. And there's ways to do it where it's okay. It might not be the most comfortable thing because you're used to having things your way, but there's ways to get around getting losing your home. So there are lenders are willing to negotiate with you. They may do a loan modification. They may do a forbearance. Then, if it gets to it, you may need to do a short sale, or you may even actually have equity in your home. I've had people come to me who have gotten behind and they've had lots of equity, probably 50, 60, $70,000 worth of equity, but they did not want to sell their home. So they'd rather lose it to foreclosure, and then the bank gets that money. And supposedly you are supposed to be able to get it, but I think it's a process and you have to go and look for it. Any difference if they sell your home and there's, surplus, you are supposed to be able to get that. But that's a whole process in and of itself, when you could have just listed your home for sale, taken the equity out, moved, taken that and gotten an apartment or something, moved in with family. You all work together. A lot of times in our community, we don't want to share that we're having issues until it's too late. And then we could have worked together. Maybe you got a family member or a friend or whatever, y'all come together and pay that mortgage. You gotta be strategic about it, and you gotta all hold your word, but there are options. So I think I shared a little bit more before I realized the mute button was on, but I'm not going to try to go back and belabor the point. My point or my advice to you is, if you are experiencing any type of financial woes, struggles, even if it's just now, you're getting tight, start now, get ahead of things. And then wherever you are, ask somebody, talk to somebody. Don't wait until you get the knock on the door, or they're telling you you have a court date. You want to get ahead of it and have a conversation and make sure that you are being strategic, because it does not have to be the worst case scenario. So that is all I have for today on this cold Make Your Move Monday. I hope that everybody is able to stay warm, is safe, and staying off the roads. If you're in an area that has still ice on the roads, be safe, and take this time and do what you need to do if you're able to stay home today. So that's all I have. I encourage you all to always make your move, because every step counts. And we will see you next Monday with the mute button unmuted from the beginning. I promise y'all, I look at this every day, and every time, and I don't know, it just remutes. So y'all have a great rest of your week, and stay warm if you're in one of these cold areas. Bye.